The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Welcome to today's session titled Network Security and Email Best Practices, Protecting Your CPA Firm. Just a couple of items about this session. If you have any questions, you can type those into the chat panel. You'll see it on the right-hand side of your screen, and I'll do my best to address those during the Q&A portion of the session today. If we don't get to your question, I can certainly contact you directly to follow up. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Michelle Drort, and I'm the Director of Business Development for Privacy Data Systems. We're the provider of Send-It certified secure communications technology. Privacy Data Systems works primarily with financial services, legal services, and small business industry professionals. Following the webcast today, you'll receive a copy of this presentation, which does include several helpful links, and also my contact information is in the back for any follow-up questions or needs that you may have. All right, we'll get started. It is a fact that tax professionals are a target. Why? Because you're a small business, you may not have a big security infrastructure, and naturally you have access to or store lots of financial information. So for a hacker, it's a one-to-many concept. If they can breach your network security, they can have access to potentially hundreds of taxpayer records, including social security numbers, financial records and information, and just a lot more private data. So with the lack of privacy and security that's on the open internet today, to protect your clients, you need to be mindful of your firm's network security. Now, as a solo or small practice CPA firm, you may not have an IT department or a large network, but there are several things that you can do even with a limited technical background, sort of the do-it-yourself network security. First of all, let's talk about some common issues that you should be concerned with at your firm. First is malware. Malware is virus and virus-like programs that can get onto your computers. Malware is actually short for malicious software, and its sole purpose is to gain unauthorized access to a computer system. So when it's actually malicious, the intent is to gather up sensitive information for unlawful purposes. One type of malware is spyware, and this is the software that's designed to gather your passwords, your login details, and those can be stored on other locations out there in cyberspace. So you'll notice that the safest online areas will protect their login pages with the HTTPS connection. You might see a lock, a green bar. This means that the connection to that website is secure, and it's preventing keystroke logging by spyware. Another less threatening type of malware that's really more annoying than anything else is adware. Now, adware is designed to hijack your browsing habits and then serve up intrusive advertisements that's based on your search history. For example, you might have noticed you be searching in Google for something, and then the next website that you're on, all of a sudden you see a bunch of ads that are complementary to the information that you were just looking for. So that's an example of somewhat harmless malware that can get on your computer. Now, we recommend that you take some proactive measures to protect your computers and your hardware with malware protection. Microsoft Security Essentials, Norton, these are both very good. We recommend both of these products, and actually the Microsoft product is free. You can find some other free programs by just doing a search for free malware protection and go from there. I actually personally have a couple of different malware scanning programs on my machines, and I have them set to run their scans in the middle of the night so that it doesn't affect me while I'm trying to work during daytime hours. You know, when the scan is running, it'll go through all of your drives, your programs, and your documents to look for malware and get rid of it, and it can slow down your computer while that scan is running. So just keep that in mind when you're setting up the time for your daily scans. So let's talk a little bit more specifically about network protection. Here is a very common scenario for small networks. What happens is you buy a router, a wireless router, plug it in, and you don't realize that you can and should set up both the security and the encryption on that router. Basically, a wireless network without the encryption turned on is sort of like leaving the door to your house wide open and then going to work for the day or even leaving on vacation. Too many wireless routers are still set to the default settings, which, believe it or not, usually the username is the word admin, A-D-M-I-N, and the password is just blank. A lot of people know this, which means that your network security can be easily bypassed by those who know how. One minor downfall to leaving your router unlocked is providing free internet access to the people that work around you or live near you. So you could be footing the bill for other people's internet access. Now, a major problem is if someone knows how and you've got your router unlocked, or maybe these default security settings still in play, they can take control of your network, which means they can get in to your computer, see all of your information, and if you've got client data stored on your systems, they can get into that as well. Someone that knows how can even change your password, which would basically lock you out and keep themselves inside. Here's a very simple guide. I've provided this link to a simple guide, like I said, even for novice computer users, that will tell you how to encrypt your router. And if the steps in this particular guide don't make sense for the hardware that you have, you can call the equipment company that you purchased the router from, like Netgear or Linksys, and ask their support staff to give you the instructions for setting up your security, and also ask them how to turn on your encryption. And that way your office network will be locked down and your computers will be safe from network intrusion. Now let's talk about how to recognize spoofing and phishing. At the beginning of the slides, you may have recognized the spoofing that happened where someone sent out an email to all the members of the AI CPA saying that there was something that needed to be updated and gave a link. And that was in the news a lot. That was not sent by the AI CPA, and they had to go through great lengths to notify everyone and make sure that no one clicked the link, because they weren't sure exactly what that link would do, but knew that it was something that had to do with malware. So spoofing is when people are pretending to be you or your firm. Reputable companies, just like the AI CPA, PayPal, banks, these are often targets for this type of activity. So you may have received this email that's on this slide here, and it looks very realistic. It says it's from eBay. I've actually gotten this email several times over the last few years. And it looks pretty real. It's got a logo here. It's got a trusty icon in the footer. It's letting you know that there's some information that needs to be verified. And here they provide you with a link and are asking you to update your information. Now, the link even looks a little bit legitimate. I mean, it's got the word eBay in it a couple of times. And if you're not familiar, you may trust that this indeed is from this company and click on the link. And here you can see that it's opened up a web page that's asking for personal information. This includes your password, your email address, and then further credit card information, including the expiration date, your PIN number. This is not going to be going to eBay. This is actually going to a hacker. And with this type of information, certainly they could be able to steal money from you, or even worse, your identity. So this same type of attack could happen to your firm. Is it likely? Probably not, but it's very easy for someone to make an email look like it's coming from your email address, and someone with a motive could be trying to take information in an inappropriate way. So you might have seen notices from people that you do business with that say something along the lines of, we'll never send you an email asking for your account number or your PIN. Let your clients know that you will never send them an unsecure email asking for certain types of private or financial related information. That way, if they receive an email from you or that looks like it's from you, it would be a yellow flag. So let's shift gears a little bit and talk a little bit more specifically about email. Of course, email has really changed the way that we all do business. It's much easier to request or send information electronically than to pick up the phone, send a fax or stick something in the mail. Email is the most popular mode of communication for most people, and your clients are expecting to send and receive email with you. The IRS has a good stance on email, and they have a publication that will explain to you their thoughts on safeguarding taxpayer data. And you're welcome to read through this document. Basically, they say that you need to encrypt taxpayer data when it's attached to email, and also encrypt taxpayer information when it's being transmitted across networks. Now, to maintain compliance with the state and federal privacy laws, you need to encrypt documents that are exchanged with your clients. However, your clients aren't the ones that are going to be keeping up with these rules. They don't know about, this publication, and they don't really care. Industry statistics show that 70% of your taxpayers are going to ask you to just send them an email. And whether they're just not aware of or they're not afraid of the dangers involved, it's up to you to protect the clients in this case. As a trusted professional, it's good to provide them with a secure method to exchange information with you so that they can feel assured, and of course then you can too. So just a little good and bad. Good would be to provide them with a secure inbox or a portal type of method to send the files to you versus email. Bad would be to ask them to just simply email or fax you a tax return. Now, shifting gears again, let's talk a little bit more about email and just regular email. Email is not always confidential. A regular email doesn't just go from sender to receiver. It'll travel through dozens of transitional servers along the way. So there's lots of stopping points, and these are just machines. At any point, if any one of these servers is compromised, then the information that's sent in that email can be intercepted, and it's really virtually impossible to trace the origin of the attack. Also, big email providers like Gmail, Hotmail, AOL, for example, they have very broad waivers of privacy. Unencrypted email has been compared to sending a postcard. So even though you trust that your postcard is going to be received, and most likely it will be, your message is still clearly displayed on the outside versus being sealed inside an envelope like a regular letter or an overnight envelope. It's just an analogy that some use to compare regular email without regular email to a secure alternative. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't use email. Of course, it's a great way to communicate, and your clients do expect it. And the dangers of email aside, sending information is electronically is the fastest and the least expensive way to get things done. This survey, a recent survey of tax professionals, showed that the #1 bottleneck here in prepping and preparing tax returns is waiting for the clients to send documents. So paper mail, faxing, those slow the process down even further. Electronic transmission, i.e. email, is absolutely the fastest way to get the information that you need from your clients so that you can process and prep their returns in an expedient fashion. Okay, here are a few best practices for using your regular email. First of all, don't use the term "from the desk of." That's old-fashioned. That is typically used on stationery. With an email, who wrote this email? Was it you, maybe your assistant, or another accountant in your office? It's really best to avoid a generic alias in most cases. And also, because email is near instant way to communicate, people expect a timely response. It's different than paper. Studies say that an email should be responded to within 24 hours. Now, of course, we know that's not always possible, but just be aware that that is the standard. Another big mistake to avoid is the wrong recipient in the to field, especially if you have the autocomplete settings turned on when you type. You type in EMA and it'll pop up Mary, and maybe you meant to send it to Maxine. You should always double check the recipient's name and email address before hitting send. especially if it's an email that contains sensitive information or documents. Lastly, take care with the CC, the carbon copy, and the blind copy, and the reply all features of email. If you're doing business with a group of people and you blind copy one of the others, the recipient could inadvertently hit the reply all and actually send their response to everyone that was included in that original email and not just back to you. So just take care with those features. Now, as far as the professionalism of email, another good practice is try to avoid the free email services. Using a Hotmail email address, for example, it can look cheap and unprofessional. You can actually get your own domain for a very low cost. So you could have, joe@joesmithcpa.com email address, for example. GoDaddy has very low-cost domain services. They start at about $10 a year. This means you can purchase a domain that's in your company's name, and you don't even have to have a website. You don't need to set one up. If you've been operating just fine without a website, keep on doing that. Just having a domain doesn't mean that you need to maintain or have a, quote, website. But what you can do with the domain is you can add the email addresses to it, and then that way it gives you a way to separate your business from your professional communications, and it just gives you a little bit more of a slick look. Lastly, with email, there comes a responsibility to maintain compliance with the regulations that dictate what you can and cannot send by email, how long you store and archive your digital data. You should research or ask your current email provider, first of all, how long are messages stored on their servers? If you accidentally delete a message that you really needed or an attachment, can you retrieve it? Is it backed up? What happens to your emails when you want to change providers? These are all very reasonable questions to ask to your provider, and likely they have all the answers of these questions in their knowledge base and maybe even on their terms of use. So when you choose to use email to transmit sensitive taxpayer information, just be mindful, too, of all the regulations, and maybe, depending on what line of work you're in, be mindful of regulations such as HIPAA, GLBA. Make sure that you're abiding by the rules. If you have any questions about regulatory compliance, please do feel free to email me directly, and I can try to answer those questions, or certainly I can help point you in the right direction. Again, you should review the IRS document. It gives you a lot of very helpful ideas, and there's a checklist as well on how to email with your clients, especially in regards to taxpayer data. Transmission encryption, password protection, storage encryption, all of those things are very important for sensitive financial information to remain private on the Internet. Now, I hope that you've enjoyed this very brief presentation on network security today, and hopefully you've learned something new, or maybe have a fresh perspective on your CPA firm's network security and some email best practices. Now, as the sponsor of today's session, and in closing, I'm going to give you a brief demonstration of the Send It Certified technology. What Send It Certified provides is a really comprehensive solution for CPAs and tax professionals to be able to both send and receive messages and file attachments, even QuickBooks files, using a platform that is as easy and fast as email, but with military-strength encryption and all the security that you need to protect your clients and your business. Now, Send It Certified is really a whole suite of tools, and it's all available under one subscription. So you can send files, for example. You don't need to worry about the security risks of using email, so it is a secure email product. Also, it's very easy to receive files and documents from your clients. And with Send It Certified, you don't need to set up a portal or have your clients set up a portal to send messages or files to you. So I'll show you all of that in just a moment. Again, this product doesn't require any installation or help from an IT company to use. Also included with Send It Certified is storage. secure cloud-based storage for your documents and files. And the electronic signatures piece, which is a way that you can get secure e-sign compliant signatures from your clients, which can really speed up the process of tax preparation. All of this, again, is bundled together in one online solution, and it's paperless. So now I'm going to switch to a browser. Let me end this show here and give you a quick look at how all of this works. And then I can show you how you can get a trial account so you can try it out for yourself. All right, again, like I said before, Send It Certified is available online from any computer. It is software as a service, and it's hosted. To get into your account, you simply need to log in from any internet-connected device. And what I'm going to do here is demonstrate how easy it is to send a secure message and files to a client that you're working with. All right. You'll notice that we've moved into the HTTPS secure connection, so all of the interaction that you have with your customers using Send It Certified is very secure. All right. With Send It Certified, again, you can send, receive messages, and large files, basically any size file you can work with. You also have a secure vault storage area. You can send documents for signature. You can also sign a document and send it elsewhere, or you can simply sign it and save it securely in your vault. And then you can manage your contact list. We have integration with Outlook and Gmail that will allow you to upload all of your contacts into here, and there's a lot of options as well. Let me just briefly demonstrate how easy it is to send a secure package. Now, you may recognize this. It looks very similar to other web-based email systems. Basically, you can type a message. You can even include voice and video. These are features that are bundled with Send It Certified. So if you'd rather speak your message, maybe give some voice instructions on some documents that are attached to your client, you can certainly do that. You can also record a video if you wish. So it's an easy way to add multimedia to your messages. And all of this is completely integrated. So the only thing that you have to have is a microphone or a webcam hooked up to your computer to utilize those features. A message can be sent to anyone. Now this is really important to note that the people that you're sending messages to, they do not have to have an account to receive a message from you, and they also do not have to register. They don't need to sign up for the free version or anything like that. There's no barriers between getting a message to your client and then being able to open that message securely. So you can select multiple recipients. You can also select from groups. If there's like I said, a group of people that you do business with and you want to send them all a message at the same time, you just select their group. Attachments. Again, with Send It Certified, you can attach a file of virtually any size. So you don't need to worry about, a large file, clogging up your email, or a strange file type. Some email programs have trouble with QuickBooks file extensions. With Send It Certified, you can send any type of file and also, like I said, any size of file. So really it's as easy as composing the message, selecting a recipient, attaching your files, and clicking Send. Let me switch gears here for a little bit and show you the flip side. Let's say that that your client wants to send something to you. Included with every Send It Certified subscription is what's called your secure inbox. And what this is, I'll just click on, this is a Joe Smith CPA. What this is a private web page that you can share the link to via your email signature. You can put a button on your website. If you share this particular link with your clients, All they have to do is come here to this page. They can type a message to you. They put in their contact information, and then they can attach any size file and send those to you. So really easier than a client portal. This is the way that you can have your clients send the documents that you need for tax prep, for example, to you very securely. Let me just show you a example of an integration on a website. One of our clients is a tax prep firm. They have put a choice here in their menu, secure document upload. So when Smith Sullivan and Company is working with a client and they've requested a set of documentation to work with this client, they just instruct them to come to their website, click the secure document upload choice from the menu, and it'll open up their secure inbox here. And in this case, they have multiple CPAs working at this firm, so that the sender can just select which one of these people that they work with, perhaps Sandra Brown, type her a message, and then send documentation directly and only to Sandra. So it's a very simple way to connect with your clients, especially during busy tax season, get things from them in a very easy way. Now let me show you back to our original example here. I'm actually going to log in again to this demonstration account. Let me show you the outbox. One thing that is included with your record keeping is a firm, non-refutable proof of delivery log. So this is something that I used in the past. Let me just show you this log very quickly. We can see that with this message, an alert has been sent to John Doe, and the secure package has been created. I don't see that he has opened that message yet. As you can see, it is not showing that the delivery has been accepted here in the proof of delivery log. So I can see that the status is still pending. If this was something very important that I needed John to take care of promptly, I might know just to pick up the phone and call him, hey, I sent you this message, and please take care of this documentation. I'm going to log out of here and actually show you this particular example so that we can come back into this log and see when the status has changed. Send Certified does connect with your regular email in that whenever you send a message to their recipient, they will receive an alert that has very clear and easy instructions. This is what it looks like from a recipient standpoint. If you send your client a message with Send It Certified and maybe some files, all they have to do is go, they'll get the email alert. They will just click on this blue button. Click here to receive the package. There are several authentication measures that you can apply. As the sender, it's up to you. How sensitive is this information? In this case, all that I am requiring is that they check this box. Yes, this is indeed me, and they can then open the message. If I want to also require an access code, maybe it's a predetermined password that you use every time that you send to this particular client. Last 4 digits of their social security number, for example, just something that they will remember every time. You can set that up, and that way it would prompt them with a box where they also enter the access code. If you are working in a line of a business that is very, very sensitive, you can also require that they would scan their fingerprint in order to open the message. Now, that is something that's a little bit more widely used in other industries that Send It Certified works with, typically with financial services and especially with CPAs and tax professionals. The biometric authentication is a little bit over the top, but it is something that's included with Send It Certified, and we have actually patented technology on that, on our biometric authentication. So in this case, I checked the box, yes, I am John Doe, and I'm going to open this this secure package. This is the typed message that my CPA included, and it is asking me to sign the attached form. This is the secure signature feature that's included with Send It Certified subscription. So it is very easy to get an electronic signature from your clients. There is all sorts of options that you can use. If you need to set up, a signing order, if you're sending something that needs to be signed in a particular order by multiple people, you can choose the order in which the recipients receive the document for signature. In this case, I just need one signature, and here I am. I'm the person that needs to sign this document. I'm just going to follow the easy instructions here. Sorry, the GoToWebinar sometimes slows it down a little bit as we're waiting on this document to load. Again, every element of Send It Certified is always within the secure connection. All right, so now I am being asked to sign this form, which is it's an e-file signature authorization form. So as you might imagine, it is asking me to date and sign the form. So I'm going to type in today's date. Let's see, what is today, the 15th? And apply that. Now I'm going to apply my signature. Now this is very easy for the signer to do. All they have to do is simply type their name and then hit the green button, Apply. And what this is doing is actually quite intricate. It is stamping an actual e-sign ID onto this file. So to become a legally binding signature, what this is doing is it is assigning a unique key to this signature, and it's giving it a time date stamp, telling you exactly, even to the second, what date and time this signature was applied. And it also gives the signer's IP address, which indicates the geographical location of the signer. So because all of these are elements of this e-signature, this document then becomes a legally valid document. So as the signer, I am done. There's nothing else that I need to do. I can check out the document, or I can download it and save it locally. I can also reply back to my CPA if I wish. Hi, Joe, I've signed the document. What else is next? And the reply is very secure as well. I'm going to close out of here, and let's go back and check out that proof of delivery log. Bear with me while I log in again as our trusty Joe Smith CPA. So now I'm going to go back into my outbox and look at this log again. And you will see now that it has grown with the actions that have now been taken on behalf of this package. So I can see that at 1:04 p.m., John Doe actually accepted delivery of this document. Now, this didn't have to be a signature piece. It could have been any type of attachments. It could have just simply been a typed message. Anything that happens to this package, if a document is opened, if a document is viewed, it will show up in the log. And this log can be printed and maybe saved in your paper file as well, just for a complete record that this communication took place. It lets me know when the document was signed, and that also a complete email alert signature, email alert was sent back to Joe Smith. So at the time that John Doe signed that document, the system sends the completed signed document securely to the original requester of the signature. So it was paperless. It took just minutes, and it's a very fast, easy, and effective way to get client signatures on the paperwork that you need. All right, so I think I've shown you just about everything. There is training materials. It's all very user-friendly, though. And what's nice is it's all available, like I said, with the single login. So let me show you now, how can you get a free 14-day trial of Send It Certified? If you will go to our website, senditcertified.com, we have more information about all the different parts of Send It Certified, the different features that are included, what our pricing is, both individual. We offer also corporate accounts for multiple users. But here on our website, right here, you can just click on the Give It a Try. And what this will let you do is set up a free 14-day trial account. And it's a fully featured trial. It'll let you utilize all of what you've seen here today with no credit card required upon sign-up and no commitment. So for 2 weeks, give it a test drive. See if you feel that Send It Certified is going to help speed up your processes this tax season so that you can get more accomplished. And it's a very green way to do business as well because it is paperless. So again, get set up with a trial. Our pricing is very reasonable. It starts at about $15 a month, less than $15 a month for individual subscriptions. And then our annual prepayment options give you an even better rate. Now, of course, you may already charge your clients for, say, courier fees. You know, if you send a UPS or a FedEx package, for example, then you may be adding the fee for that overnight delivery onto their statement. We have clients also that add a secure delivery fee onto their client statements for the use of Send It Certified. So, you know, this can be something that you completely offset the cost for, and we actually have some ideas on that as well, and just some sample verbiage that you can use for your client statements. So again, it is a very easy and cost-effective solution to speed up your processes and be very secure while doing so. If you have any questions, my contact information is at the end of the slide presentation. And what I'll do is, following the show today, I'm going to give all the attendees a copy of that PowerPoint show so that you can access those helpful links and so forth. Again, thank you so much for your time today, and hope that you all have a great afternoon and look forward to speaking with you. Thanks again. Enjoy your afternoon. Bye-bye.